I made it into a backward Z. Where's my tablet? Where's my tablet?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. The number one reason to get a new chair is not just the noise, but to remedy the awkward hydraulics. Magnus Ola Max. Ayalis Taurus loves God from Peru. And let's watch Ayalis Taurus in this particular game. Equal material. Pawn on e4 seems to be held. Black has only one piece left to activate. I'm not sure why he's not activating it. That was pretty obvious. Someone's got to do it. Let's bring up the we'll bring up the Blitz and Rapid again later. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oops. I'm trying to think if there's anything going on here. Is there anything at all going on here? Oh, I see. He pre-moved rook takes e4. Got it. So let's just take a quick peek at what we're working on here. We have, on our GTO scale, we need 2 more d4s. And then it's all holds barred. After d4,
the warrior
said, I can join.
Yes, I believe you can, sir. Check out the Dojo Rapid and Classical. So against d4 itself, I'm working on my f5, so I'm getting there. f5s and my d5s. Really, I don't answer d4 with d5? It's time to do something creative. What can we do? I'm going to play the way that I feel makes me happy. I do have to finish an entire book on this. I will probably create a study on this particular opening. Well, that's interesting. And now for something completely different. Let's just fix it in place for now. Let's not get too fancy. He's trying to win my bishop. Small trick with queen a5 check. And now for something completely ridiculous. We'll see. We are so far ahead in development here. Preventing breaks on c5 and e5 with the battery here. Alright, I have no choice but to take this free pawn. And complete our development. Rapid fire. We don't have the e5 square for our knight. So our knight needs to go to e2, perhaps f4, and we might dive into these weak white squares, or we could just go to g6. So now capture, capture, and capture. Does look like it should be in the cards, but we do have a way of attacking his bishop and preventing some funny business. Removing the defender, removing an attacker with the help of a pin. I am missing my dark squared bishop, so that's why my queen is on the dark squares. That much is true. That much is true. Alright. Maybe I was wrong about this particular move. Only one thing left to determine. Whether or not we're actually going to be able to capture and recapture and centralize our knights. Do we play this way and take a free pawn, or do we not? No. We do not. Just centralizing, folks. Just centralizing. Whoa. Does this look like a free pawn to me? It looks like free action of some sort, but I can't quite tell what it is. Yes. Yeah, we'll just leave him on that square. We're down a pawn, or were we up a pawn? We have 6 pawns to his 6 pawns. Cheers. Go away. So now, a moment of truth time. How do we make the most out of this? How do we? We do have to lift. Preparing B3 and C3 and B4 maybe? It looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Well, is F5 a threat? I don't think so, but we have to combine our talents toward these weaknesses here. We're just going to be very patient with ILS Taurus, play very practical chess. So King F8. Managing to prevent any breakthroughs if possible. So now, if we trade this pawn for that pawn, will it accomplish much? Yeah, it will destroy his pawn structure quite a bit. Wow. Where's his landing zone? Just a small threat. Now the next moment of truth. How do we get in here? So if he plays rook to d2, let's keep his stuff going. So now rook takes, and rook takes. These two rooks are a bit overworked here. It was, for a brief moment in time, a serious option. And now his rook is being forced to exchange, as I don't see any good moves for him. Well, there's a free rook. Fascinating, right? R go. Uh-oh. I know where this is headed. Let's bring our best game to the table for Mr. R go. Well, that was strange. Maybe the colors didn't work out. Does FIDE really influence colors that greatly? Let's see. Knight c3. Oh yeah, this is actually quite obvious. Aram, have we played before, sir? He won in the first round. Oh, is that the problem? Can I counterattack him? Will his knight be getting out? No, huh? Fine. Ruh-roh. Is it a free pawn or is it a free piece? Let's make sure that it's a free piece. He did want the e4 break, but he had more than enough to play it earlier. He just had to follow up on his idea of h3 by tucking away his bishop. Interestingly, it was the great placement of the bishop, the London bishop. The Hannibal attack bishop. I don't know how many years ago it was that Dana Hannibal had taken her life. I don't know if it was shortly before or after her 18th birthday or her 16th birthday. But Dana Hannibal, many years ago, played the move 2 bishop f4. And I remember it was played by Grandmaster Robert Hess in the US Championship shortly after that. And then the move 2 bishop f4 started to gain in popularity. Wonder if I could get Grandmaster Robert Hess to agree to promote. So my score versus Arkar go. Let's do a little bit of prep here. White timeout. He plays the Ware opening regularly. He did play the Vienna game once, early on. I think he thought he was on to a new life. Learn from my mistakes. Oh. No, I don't want to learn from my mistakes. I want to learn from my opponent's mistakes. Or should I do it for both sides? Alright, so first things first. He played the move knight to g5 check, allowing king to g8, but I don't really know if there's a way out of this for him. Perhaps knight takes e5. c3 has to be better, threatening d4. Queen h5 was not played. Oh, fine, we'll go for it. Bishop takes f2 is the threat, huh? Knight d4 is a bad move. Could it be d4? Could it be c4? Ah, yes, fighting for the white squares. So in this particular position, black played queen g6. I love how almost all of the notes are hidden. So here white played oh, we have to guard this square and that square? Is this possible? Going after the weak b7 square? And now for something completely different. White played bishop a3. How do I get there from here? might want to get back to our birthday arena before I lose on time. Our cargo is still going. We're going to continue to look at our cargo's games. So e5, knight f5. No, knight f5. I would have played knight f5. This is our worst placed piece. This thing has to be improved. Don't you think? Knight takes queen. Maybe not. Knight takes queen. 4 pawns to 6. Not a good sign. We also don't really want to trade queens. This is an obvious move, Patolfo. Pat? That's a pretty good move. We throw in a check. This is a basic fork. Ah, but the queen is being attacked. So yeah, that might be the best move. It could well be the best move. Yuck. It looks like Pat allowed a discovery. So what do we do to deserve this? Knight c3, did we really do that? I don't see another move. Maybe get stuff off of the white squares with rook to e3. That might have to do. It looks very, very tough. So congratulations are in order to Anastasia Bodnaruk. Her birthday is in March. I don't know if it's March 30th. I'm just trying to take a peek, take a guess. March 30th or March 7th. I'll have to check the dojo calendar for this. What kind of A to C8? I don't think he was really threatening to push that pawn, was he? For some reason, we're down a rook and the exchange. So we were down a piece going into this. We had a piece for the 2 pawns. Knight c5, queen e1 check, king h2, knight e2. Tough move to handle. So our knight is pinned. Ouch. Knight e2 check anyway. Knight e2 check and queen to d4. He didn't see the point. I thought it was to simplify. Checkmating the white queen. Threatening f2. Threatening the discovery. Removing the defender of the knight. What can be done about this? We'll see how Nico Chasen is doing in the Relton Cup. Our student international master Nico Chasen is on board 2 against Eric Blomqvist. Oof, the Grandmaster has better position. Where did this come from? It's a fascinating move by Nico.
Kingslayer Sloan
said, "Hi."
Namaste, Rogan. How are you, Mon? All right, everyone. This channel and its accompaniment YouTube channel is brought to you by the amazing power of Chess Informant. And on the YouTube channel, you'll find many instructional videos, including the latest edition of our French Bishop Chess podcast, completing the Power Trio. We have to rewrite that. Rogan Joe Sloan, widely known as Kingslayer Sloan. Perfecta.
Kingslayer Sloan
said, "That's me."
Exactly. We should get back to our tournament. Did I get a full point buy? Let's reload. Chances are not. So we have one more D4 under our belt, I believe. Did Arcargo lose the last match? No, he won it. He may still be analyzing it. Are we getting in one more podcast this year? That is the question. You may find our podcast at any one of these links. Wait, just a
Kingslayer
moment.
Sloan.
Said. Wanna do this morning, John?
I cannot do this morning,
Kingslayer Sloan.
unfortunately.
Said. It's already 2024.
It's already 2024. Happy New Year, Rogan. It's already 2024. Hold on here. Edit com. FB. I'm going to put some quotes around their usernames, because that's the closest I can get to emphasizing it. Did he write this? There we go. Master Chess Dojos and highlights. Good. Or in quotes. Oh no, Arkar Go. Is he even here? He does seem to be online. Is he? He's probably trolling me. He's not here. He's going to arrive. That's what I get for doing all the other things. I should bring up my complete catalog against Arcarco. What? I can't find Arcarco anymore? Let's go to the opening database. And in the moves A4, all of my games with Arcarco should appear. What? Maybe they don't appear. I wonder what happens when someone's Lichess runs out. How about his black? There we go. Our cargo. So the last time he was our cargo. That's good enough for me. Was August of this year. My record against the previous R cargo is no longer being shown. So let's watch all of the... I could make an entire book out of the tactics that I've lost to in the previous versions, the previous incarnate. Inbox. Let's see. Games. Profile. Games. Advanced search. Opponent human. Opponent name. R. Cargo. 33 games found. Yeah, playing H3 against him was probably not best. 33 games found. We will save these for later. Can I download these games? I believe I can. Let's just download the games. Opponent's name, R. Cargo. Padolfo. Is this our last D4 for the day? It could well be. We like the Queen's Gambit. I also like being up a pawn. You know, Bishop G5 is not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. Chess. This is craziness, folks. Absolute, utter, devastating chaos, folks. Takes. That's a bummer. He's going for it. Can I leave my knight on that side of the board? I don't know. I'm going for it. So, now we're trapped in Fisher's mind. We're just going to prepare this the old-fashioned way. What in the world? Alrighty then. Is it time? He's trying for a bit of a double attack, Bobby. Just a bit of a double attack. And now for something completely different. Is that bishop coming out? This could help. This could help. What in the world? Bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes. Very annoying. To say the least. Do I have a good desperado? I think not. We do have an outside pass pawn. That much is true. I don't have much of a choice here, do I? F3 or 95. Bishop G4 is a bother. Ruh-roh. Stuff is hanging now. Stuff is hunking. And now for something completely different. Knight c3. D takes, rook takes, rook takes. Fine. Stopping f5 by our opponent? Maybe. Really? And another outpost for our knight? Is he really offering us this option? Oops. Hate when that happens. I just plain forgot. I literally forgot. Mm-hmm. It looks like a free pawn. Smells like a free pawn. It could actually be a free pawn. Check. Oh no. Yes, yes, he got me. One fast move. I should have played King E4 instead of Rook G2. King E4. I had to get behind that pawn before it got too dangerous. Nice job, Pat. You got me, sir. I'm 0-3 against Pat? That's craziness. What are we working on here? E4? I believe we need 5 E4s. I've been playing this line since before the dawn of time. A6 was a little premature. And now for something completely different. Bishop E3. It's a good move, Mr. Kasparov. Should I just put my rook there? Or should I put it on c3 and pretend? Rook on a to c1 is really what I want to play. Nothing happening here, folks. Nothing happening here. Move along. Keeping d5 under control, keeping b5 under control. He could have a little bit of a trick with b5. I'm sorry, d5. Where are you headed, sir? You're headed to the c2 square? So a3 followed by b4. Looks like the b5 square is mine. So queen takes c4. Queen takes c4, rook takes c4. Rook takes c4, knight takes a5. Rook must move. Takes. All right. Rook on f to c1 was not such a great move.
Fanatic path.
Said. Hi.
Fanatic path.
Said. What's your ELO in bullet?
Oh, it is 200 points below my rapid rating, and my blitz is 200 below. Well, I guess you didn't see my threat, but is my bishop going to be offsides on that side of the board? That is the question. Alright, well, let's just grab the pawn, and we will worry about it later. Knight to c5. Bishop to e2.
Fanatic path.
Said. You're a very underrated YouTuber.
I appreciate
path.
that.
Said.
I wish I believed it.
You deserve more attention.
Where is this knight going that I cannot be very worried or bothered about it just yet? We're just going to keep everything under control. And now for something completely different. The point is, is he taking on e4? I'm taking on c5. Hold on here. I just have to look at how many times am I controlling the c5 square. b4 actually traps my own bishop. So therefore, perhaps we should go this way. Just to make sure no funny business happens, because he's threatening
Fanatic path.
Said.
this way.
I wish you a good new year, cause I can't say it to you as soon as it really is.
Aww. I hear you, sir. I hear you. So he grabs this pawn. I think I'm covering this enough times. And now for something completely different. Knight takes, bishop takes, and thank you very much. Thank you so much, by the way. I appreciate it, Fanatic Path. I am going to be doing a lot more additions to the Golden Games, by the way. a lot more additions to the Golden games.
Fanatic Path.
Said. Can I play a round of chess against you? My username is FanaticPath1.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you able to join the dojo? Hold on. Where is it? I don't have it in the description so easily. Copy link address. I would definitely say please join this particular event if you can. So where are you headed? Oh, I see. He's stopping me from playing what I want to play. I do want to force him to trade, if it's at all possible. His F7 squares weak, his D6 squares weak. How do we get there from here? We have another great square coming up, so I think our knight will again be better than his bishop. He's trying to play queen takes followed by bishop takes. I don't really want bishops of opposite colors, do I? And on the next move, we will see. Everything's covered twice. It looks like I am okay, but I could be wrong. So if we're attacking and he captures, we capture. No, huh? Oh no. I'm very old and very slow. One could argue that it was the time control that got me. You are trying to catch the streamer with honey, that's for sure. Thank you so much. If you're not able to get in, definitely join the Rapid. The Dojo Rapid and Classical. Are you trying to get in? Hold on, let's just check to see if he is a member of the dojo. Nope, not yet.
Fanatic Path.
Said. How can I play around against you?
Fanatic Path. What is going on over here? It's not showing on the YouTube. The chat is not showing on the YouTube. Grr. Oh, I see. It is showing on the main screen, though. Fanatic Path. You've never played a game before. That's not a problem. And you haven't joined any of the teams. I'm going to send you to this page where I hope you will join. The dojo there. I do have a channel point reward redemption for individual matches and matchups. For both followers and subs. Subs are at a discount, obviously. AK and Nemsko's birthday next Saturday. That's cool. And of course, the weekly schedule. Copy link address. I have too many books on my desk here to my left, so I'm unable to see what I'm supposed to be seeing. Why can I not see my YouTube's chat? That's the standard dojo. You'll also find the rapid and classical dojo. I already gave it. The rapid and classical. Hopefully those links are coming through on YouTube. It's a little late to join today.
Fanatic Path.
Said.
Alright.
I joined the team.
Awesome.
Ronnie.
So,
Said.
I just
Hi.
need to extend the tournament so that you might get in. Uh-oh. Is it not letting me change the settings on the tournament? This is relatively new. It will not let me change the settings once it gets past round 5, I bet. That's unfortunate. Thank you for joining the dojo, Fanatic Path. I apologize that you weren't able to get a game. Oh, we're actually in the rapid and classical dojo today on weekends. We play Blitz during the week. So this is interesting. It won't allow me to change the number of rounds in order to let new people in. I may have to rethink this Swiss operation. Going for greater numbers of rounds just so that everybody can get in. And once you're a member of the team, when you go to the arena tournaments, you'll actually see our events at
Ronnie.
the bottom listed.
Said. Do you have New Year's chess resolutions?
I have some small goals to absolutely stick by a 3-tiered repertoire. Basically, I'm going to do an E4 repertoire, a D4 repertoire, and an other repertoire. The other repertoire is still my basic versatility and being able to play all openings. So I'm going to deepen my knowledge of 3 other openings within the C repertoire, the tier 3. The tier 1, I don't know which one's going to be which, the D4 or the E4, if they're going to be the tier 1. But basically we're going to have a right, because I'm right-handed, whatever that's going to be my main move. The left, because I like to play the other center pawn. And then the uppercut. the uppercut. So I do have to work on that. We're preparing
Ronnie
for Reykjavik.
Said. By reading books or engine.
Actually, I never really used the engine. Honestly. I should probably consider using the engine. Strongest student, someone had asked me about before. I have to combine those two, abouts and experience, so that they're both the same. I really do. Can't believe I lost that last game because I was so slow. Actually, I can believe I lost that last game because I was so slow. I probably got a full point buy because I was so slow. Reload. Yeah, I got a full point buy. Padolfo. Now this is a worthy opponent for Ali Reza. The Austrian attack. The Austrian attack, I believe it is named because there were so many players. If you don't take on d4 now, you may never get a chance to take. So we ended up in a Grunfeld anyway with e6, an e3 Grunfeld. Very solid by Pat. I'm trying to remember which opening repertoire on Chessable recommends this. I am going to be using the Lichess database probably along with books, Ronnie. That's what I was typing. Going to the Reykjavik Open on March 14th. Should land on the 15th. Offering something funny here.
Ronnie
Said. Yeah, Lycus is great.
Yeah, the Lichess database is really, really good. So is he going after the pawn on c4? White has the breakthrough in the center if needed, but they could also just try to remove the defender of the center and go this way. Or we could try to ignore it in its entirety. But this pawn on d4 is also a bit in the lurch. So bishop takes c6. Or d5. d5 looks forced.
Ronnie
Said. Why it says you accidentally began teaching chess. What this story sounds interesting.
Yes, I accidentally began teaching chess because the local paper boy came in to my establishment where I was working as a night manager on the midnight shift. I was the cash register of at a small convenience store at the time. He was delivering his newspapers, and he said to me, "The world champion is dead." Now it's August of 1984. And I can't quite believe that the world champion is dead because this is right before Kasparov and Karpov were supposed to be playing their match for the World Chess Championship. In fact, let me check the dates to make sure that this is good. Or were they in the middle of it? I found that he was talking about Karpov. I thought someone had him killed, you know? The longest game by Jan Timman. See if it gives me the start date of the match in 1984. First game was played on the 9th of September. That's right. Most of the time the World Championship matches are held in September, October, or November. They rarely begin in August. They usually begin the moment the vacation season is over for the maximum number of spectators. He's working really, really hard to try to get his pawn back. So I'm like, what is going on here, right? The young man clearly has a passion for chess, or at least a knowledge of it. So I asked him, and he goes, my father was the champion of the Berkeley Chess Club. And I say, do you play your father in chess? And basically he hasn't actually played his father that much in chess, because when he did play him, he lost. So I told him that I would make a wager with him. I was a gambler, so I said, and he wasted his money, his quarters on the local video games in the store. So I said, if you beat me, I'll give you $10 and we'll play for a quarter a game to break your video game addiction. And he's like, that sounds great. And then I'm thinking about $1.75 in. I realized that I was working so far below minimum wage for these games that it wasn't worth it. And I didn't want to gamble with real money, to be honest. I just didn't want to gamble with real money. You know, especially with a kid. So I figured a quarter was a normal thing. So I said, how about if I just teach you how to play so that you might be able to beat your father? That was the real goal to me. And forget all this quarter nonsense. So we spent that particular Sunday morning, because I believe the previous day was a Saturday when we started playing. I have to look up in the calendar what days these were. But basically, as I found out, his father being the University of California, Southern California champion or whatnot, he basically came in and said, either my father is fibbing to me, or Berkeley has the world's worst chess team. And I thought, I have a feeling that your father was probably not necessarily fibbing. I would like to believe that the university had the world's worst chess club. But Alfo did not stop Alireza, unfortunately. So, and interestingly enough, we continued working together routinely and often. Yuck, the fork is still on. What a geometric shape in the corner there. So basically I began chess teaching, and then he became a candidate master, my first student, ultimately reaching the rank of somewhere above 2,000, perhaps 2,100. He might still play. But I didn't know that he went into tournament organizing and the whatnot. So how do we guard everything without resigning here? I don't see it. Let's go back to the moment of truth. In this position, this knight is threatening to come into d6, and this was just very irresponsible to allow this move, because it's devastation no matter what. So, a knight on the 6th rank, devastating. Just forking everything, dominating. Black got a pawn. He lost the exchange, and now he's losing even more. White's rook on a1 and f1 never moved. That's what's even sadder. Alice Taurus loves God.
Ronnie.
Said. Oh, that's cool. Were you strong enough at that time?
Believe it or not, I was probably the same strength that I am now, given that I have declined. I've declined in strength since I was a strong master. It's very sad. But it happens. So what is the story here? This pawn is being attacked. Was there no other way to defend it? I might have considered doubling rooks, since they don't have rook to e1 with the bishop covering it. Yeah, this is really a bother.
Said. Have you any chess collections like posters, signatures, etc.?
You know, I've had Gary Kasparov sign all of my books. Literally all of my books. I may actually have a book that he has not yet signed. I'm trying to think of which one it is. It might be the non-chess book. Yes, this looks very scary for Alice Taurus. This doesn't stop rook to h5 though.
Ronnie.
Said. So he might recognize you by now.
Oh no, Gary Kasparov recognizes me. He's seen me so many times over the years because we've been in so many chess events together. Oh no, we're not completely totally overworked, are we? Rook takes h3. Game over. Yes, no, maybe so. The queen can't take. I have to look at that again. Rook takes h3. Oh, they take with check. So that's off the cards. Interesting. Only move. And now we get a check. So we're no longer tied down to protecting the bishop. Queen f3. No rook h2 check. Come on. Get our cargo if you can, Alice Taurus. We're down 3 pawns, though, so trading queens is probably very, very bad for us.
Ronnie.
Said. If you were to play a chess game with any chess player, which one would you choose? Tall.
If I would have to choose Morphy. If I'm going to go with those who are dead, I would love to have played Morphy. Morphy is extremely intriguing. That's a very reasonable move. That stops the harassment. Stops queen d5, even though queen d5 is not good for us. The knight on f2 is too heavily armed. Black is threatening.
Ronnie.
Bishop takes f2.
Said. Morphe came and just defeated everyone.
Even now,
like it's nothing.
bishop takes f2 check. And rook h3. And then rook
Right
h2.
Said. I let S play blitz, haha.
Bright Eyes, how are you? Thank you for the follow. Right now we're in the Rapid and Classical
Thanks for
Dojo.
following.
We also have the Daily Dojo where I play all viewers, at least 9 of them for the most part. And I love the Swiss system because it gives everyone a chance to play. Doesn't mean that I'm going to only play against the top 3 in that generic area, which is the awkwardness. It is 9:41 and all is well. How are you, Bright Eyes? I know a few Bright Eyes. Do you happen to live in California, Bright Eyes? Now that you're awake. 6:42 a.m. in California. No joke. So until January 2nd, viewers get a discount on subs. New limited designs for Hype Train emotes. And pinned cheers.
Ronnie.
Said. Can I play too? Can I play too?
You know, we could probably attempt a simul since we finished early enough. I do not have a lesson until 11 a.m. That is an option. Let's head back to that game for just a moment to see what we need as white. What? $23.99. I need one more D4? What? Is that true? Seems to have fixed itself. I do want to stop at 2400 exactly. I don't trust the engine very much at all. Knight C3 is at 1070. Aww. Yeah, when the wife calls you in for the family photo, you do not want to say no. That much is true. Let's bring up the French Bishop Chess Cast simul for the last simul of the year. At the moment, I can't put together. How long have I been streaming for? An hour and 35. The only thing that I'm worried about is that my sound will go out and everyone will have to migrate to YouTube. So it's probably best. You can support the channel, by the way, by subscribing to the YouTube. So we're at 15 right now. Let's put Puzzle Streak in the in the stream chat window for a little bit. Is this a free pawn? Or is it a free rook? Silly me. I hadn't adjusted yet. Feel free to chime in. I don't mind. It looks like a free pawn, but is it a free pawn? My bishop is hanging. This bishop is hanging. Counterattack. Black has a terrible bishop. So now, check followed by mate. Oh, he's walking into a massive bit of discovery here. Or is it worse than we can imagine? Mate? Does look like this is the first move. Following up on our idea of mate. Stock mate in 3. An unpleasant pin. I actually want that pin. Where do I need to go? Automatically go to the next puzzle? No. Good. So in this particular instance, when I want to save this position, I want to also see if they actually found it in the game. Oh no, they didn't find it in the game. That's the awkwardness that is. Grab that FEN. And we'll put it in our 2023 puzzles database. That's another thing I need to do. So we're at 21. We pick up both rooks. No. We pick up, almost pick up both rooks, but we also get the knight. So that's not bad. Uh-oh. It is the boss that is calling. We're at 22. We're going to retire at 25 for a moment. How about that? We will retire at 25. Set up the fork and pick up the bishop. Check and fork. Or do we take twice with check and then play h7 because his king will be on the back rank? That's basically it. And then he can't stop us from promoting. So did we get this one before? Very, very good, everybody. It's such a come down because basically Rilton Cup streams. We're following the Rilton Cup because our own Nico Chasen, one of our students at my prep school, is playing. And he lost to GM Eric Blomqvist. But I don't know what games could still be going on. So we're about to find out. Thank you for being here, sir. Bright Eyes, thank you for the follow. Kingslayer Sloan, thank you for being here. If you've not yet subscribed to YouTube, now is your chance. It is free. You don't have to hit the bell. Thank you for your support in the French Bishop Chesscast with Rogan Joe Sloan, Chess Chopin, and I. All the links are here. You may find it, the French Bishop Chesscast, on all of your favorite channels. And I don't think I've set up Apple TV yet, nor has he. But I'm going to try to find out. Or Apple Street Podcast. Have a great day, everybody.